At 20 we have Bulgari's Aquamarine, the ultimate aquatic scent. Does have a bit of a challenging seaweed note in here, but adds to the uniqueness. Very much smells like the ocean. I've had loads of compliments for this, but it's not my personal favourite, and for me that's why it's only at 20 on this list. At 19 we have the discontinued Luminous Night by Dolce & Gabbana. Quite a heavy mixture of dates and sage in this one. Very unique, kind of spicy Middle Eastern smelling. Very good for the colder weather. At 18 we have Bvlgari's Man In Black. Think the Spicebomb DNA, but with a bit of a twist and an added rum note. Very masculine, very good for the colder months, an excellent fragrance. At 17 we have Mont Blanc Legend Blue. I'm really impressed with this. It's very similar to Parfum Stamali's Percival. You get a nice minty opening here as well, adding to its refreshing nature. An excellent bargain fragrance, one of the better blues that's not talked about that much. I think Legend Blue is an excellent pickup. At 16 we have Polo Blue EDT. Sharp notes of melon and cucumber open this one up, and then it dries down into your typical shower gel blue type of a fragrance. A little bit overlooked when it comes to blue fragrances. I think this is excellent, very refreshing, ultra versatile, the ultimate dumb reach really, Polo Blue EDT. At 15 we're going with the original Allure Homme Sport, kind of a creamy blend of mandarin orange and tonka bean. A freshness and a sweetness to this, smells very high quality, an excellent fragrance. At 14 we have Versace Pour Homme. This does get compared to the previous entry, Allure Homme Sport, but this is more sparkly lemon soda type of a feel. In the top here you get a very bright lemon and neroli combination, and it dries down into a smooth tonka bean musk combo. Very nice, very bright and refreshing. I think this is excellent, especially for the summer days. At 13 we have Azzaro's Wanted by Night. If you want a powerhouse in the colder weather that's kind of an incensey cinnamon mixture with some other things like mandarin orange and tobacco and some fruity notes in here, check this one out. Extremely masculine, excellent performer, definitely going to get you noticed. I think this is excellent, especially for the cold weather. At 12 we have Versace's Dylan Blue. Very nice ambroxan heavy shower gel type of a scent. Some darkness going on in here. You also have violet leaf, you have some nice bergamot and watery notes in the top. Very refreshing, but also with nice depth. There's some incense in the base here too, so you get that kind of nice incensey ambroxan. Very addictive, good all year round. I love this fragrance. I recommend Dylan Blue. At 11 I've got the legendary Bleu De Chanel. I've got the Eau de Toilette here, as it's the one that I own. So here you have a nice fresh minty opening. There's some incense in here, there's some grapefruit. It kind of started the blue craze, so a lot of fragrances I think have been inspired by this. It is a masterpiece, it's very much timeless. I would personally maybe say the Eau de Parfum is my favourite. This entry is Bleu de Chanel as a whole rather than just the EDT. I do think all of them are good in their own way. The EDP is probably for me the nicest balance of freshness and sweetness. This is the freshest in front of me right here. The Parfum, you've got that kind of nice tonka bean. It's a bit more wintry feeling, and I've tried the exclusive one. That's even more that Parfum direction. So they all have their own merits. I think the Eau de Parfum would probably be my shout out of all of them. But if you want an out and out fresh citrusy one, then the Eau de Toilette still works really well. But yeah, Bleu de Chanel, excellent. 11 on this list. At 10 we have Armani code Absolu. Real shame this was discontinued, as I think it's the best code. It takes that original Armani code DNA and doses it with extra vanilla as well as a nice addition of nutmeg. Excellent fragrance for around December time, and like I say, real shame this got discontinued, as I think it's excellent. At 9 we have Armani's Stronger With You Tobacco. If you like the original Stronger With You DNA but maybe find it a little bit sweet and sticky and want something a bit more masculine, you could check out Stronger With You Tobacco, particularly if you are a fan of tobacco scents. I feel it's kind of the missing ingredient in the Stronger With You DNA, as it blends with it so well, and so that's why it's my pick of the Stronger With Yous. I do like all of them. I think Absolutely is very good. I like Intensely. I think I have Amber. I think Amber's pretty good, but this would slightly edge all of them for me. I think Tobacco is a great addition to the line. It's been discontinued as far as I'm aware. I think all of these Middle Eastern flankers are getting discontinued with like the highlighted ingredient. I think sandalwood will go, amber's already being discontinued, I think, tobacco. I know the oud and leather ones I think are long gone and they're eBay only. So if you like the idea of this, it might be worth getting your hands on as soon as you can, as it probably will get rarer and more expensive. In 8th spot we have Dior Sauvage. I've gone with the EDT here, but everything from the line is very good. I like the EDT because you get that fresh, heavy ambroxan. It's just a nice, fresh blast, lasts a long time, gets a lot of compliments. I think the whole line is good. I like the Elixir too. I think the Elixir is, you get that licorice note. It's a lot spicier, very masculine scent. The Parfum, you've got that mandarin orange and vanilla combination, a bit resinous, moves away from the ambroxan feel. The Eau de Parfum, you do have vanilla in that. That's more kind of peppery. The ambroxan again played down a little, and you get maybe a heavier pepper. And this EDT is kind of out and out a big hit of ambroxan with some other stuff like bergamot going on in here. But I enjoy it. It's my favorite. I think the whole line is excellent, and it definitely deserves to be high up in this list. At 7 we have Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne, discontinued but thankfully repackaged, so Guerlain are still pushing this formula out, I believe. A very addictive almond citrusy scent, so you have a mixture of grapefruit, almond and musk in here. Extremely addictive dry down, one of the most refreshing fragrances I own, while also having decent uniqueness. I really love this Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne. At 6 we're discussing Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male Les Parfums. I find it the best of the Le Male line. I do quite like the original Le Male, but I think Le Male Les Parfums is the best one. Great for date nights and intimate settings. So here you have a combination of cardamom, iris and vanilla. The iris isn't too overbearing, it's blended very well. It's a supporting note rather than dominating the entire fragrance. So the combo works really well. Very addictive scent, girls tend to love this one. And I think it's excellent, so Le Male Les Parfums deserves to be high up in this list. At 5 we have a fragrance I've mentioned a lot on this channel, Versace Eros Energy. A smell like two Creed Aventus, but it has a nice lemon tint to it. Quite a strong, heavy lemon opening, but smells very high quality. If you're a fan of the note of lemon and you want a nice, fresh, all year round fragrance, definitely check out Eros Energy. For me, one of the best designer ones out there for sure. The best of the Eros line in my opinion. I really love this and you should check this one out. At 4 we're going with Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. If you like the idea of a minty, citrusy, peppery opening with a tonka and musk dry down, check this one out. Very versatile. I find performance is excellent. I've heard mixed reviews from people on performance, but I can give my personal take that it performs very well, even on skin, not just on clothes. Projection very good with this, longevity very good. A nice, addictive, unique scent. Good for the gym and any outdoor activity. I really love Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. At 3 we have a fragrance which I will always love, Spicebomb Extreme by Viktor and Rolf. Takes that original Spicebomb DNA and doses it in heavy vanilla. I think this is great. It's a tobacco and vanilla combination done very well. Obviously you know that combo from things like Parfum Stamali Herod and the famous Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. I'd put this just as good as either of those, and I actually slightly prefer it maybe even. I really love Spicebomb Extreme. I think it's a great cold weather fragrance and always worth picking up. In second place we have Acqua di Gio Parfum. So this smells very similar to the discontinued Profumo. The only real thing I noticed that's different is the lack of incense note in here, and I personally don't think that's a miss. This smells extremely nice. I really love this. So in the top you get marine notes and bergamot. In the mid you get rosemary, sage and geranium, and in the base you get olibanum and patchouli. A more masculine take on the Acqua di Gio DNA. I think this is excellent, very versatile, very long lasting. I highly rate Acqua di Gio Parfum. And at number 1 we're going with my favourite fragrance right now, the masterpiece that is Metallic Musk by Viktor and Rolf, part of the Spicebomb line. So in here you have top notes of aldehydes, black pepper, LME and bergamot. In the mid you have cinnamon, pepper and lavender. And in the base you get a nice dose of musk, as well as lemma, ambrette and labdanum. I love this so much. It's a heavy blast of musk mixed in with the original Spicebomb DNA. I was never the biggest fan of the original Spicebomb, though I acknowledged it had something about it. Well, this brings out all the good parts and adds a heavy dose of musk, which to me was clearly the missing ingredient from Spicebomb, because this rounds it off so perfectly. Very versatile too. This is an all year round. I've worn this in the high heat and it's done excellently. I can imagine as the weather's now turning colder, this is going to be fantastic for the colder months too. But yeah, for me this is excellent. I'd definitely recommend you checking out Metallic Musk, Spicebomb Metallic Musk by Viktor and Rolf. A masterpiece. I love this very much. What do you think of the list, guys? What's your favorite designer fragrance? Have you tried Metallic Musk and what do you think of it? Be interested to hear any thoughts. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time.